Howdy folks, Beekeeper Jerry here to talk about what's in the box. Well, we're talking brood boxes, and it's the whole life cycle of the colony. The colony itself is considered a organism in itself, being that there's so many inner working parts that the people who classify things classify them as an organism. Now, your different hierarchy and what different bees do, we can cover in a different video. But today, we're looking for a queen cell. Now, while I was in there, I found a wasp and found the queen. Now, she's doing just fine, and you can see a picture of her there at the beginning of the video. The wasp, however, was just happened to be hanging out with the rest of the bees, probably trying to make his way up to the top to where I used to keep the jar. We're going to keep the jar of syrup at the front door again like we did last year, but add a little bit more of a closing off of the door by putting a small piece of wood there and give them, a good 1/3 of the hive to walk in and out of on either side of the opening. So, that being said, you'll see right there, I squished one and smashed him up against the side of the other hive, taking care of him. But up here in Emmett, Idaho, we do suffer from mites, wax moths, hive beetles, and the occasional mouse. To ward against most of those, the hive correctly built will keep most critters out. But your varroa mite, you'll have to do more research and keep an eye on the newly sprouted bees after they've become the pupa and grown and escaped from their perfect little piece of brood. If their wing or any portion of their wing is deformed, you may have a problem. And that's one of the first indications if you're brave enough to get inside your beehive. Some people, they just leave them out there and the bees know what to do. Also here we decided, since these girls decided they needed a new queen, and I was in there yesterday just checking the brood, noticed that they had started a queen cell. What I'm doing here is essentially simulating a swarm where they would split themselves and half of them would go off and do something else. Now, by doing this, the pheromones that the queen exude, all the other bees still smell that. Just these two frames that are going to come over here will be deprived of the pheromone and finish that queen cell and have enough brood and food for themselves on those two frames to establish a whole nother colony, is what I'm gambling. Now, you ask 5 beekeepers one question, you're going to get 6 answers. And the helpful gentleman who gave me this swarm, Ray, well, as you noted, the population on these grow exponentially. And he was able to split his a good many times last year. So we're just going to kind of follow suit, see if they do it. The worst they do is crawl out of that hive and all fly back into the other one and abandon those frames inside that other hive. So that's it for now. Be on the lookout for more information. And if anybody's interested, this October, we should have another harvest of this colony here. So if you're interested in purchasing some, feel free to visit us on Facebook, GTBs, or come out to Emmett and visit us. And just like everybody else, you can like, subscribe, and you can message me in the comments. Our mailing fees do apply, because you'll be receiving a glass jar of honey and or a brick of wax. But we appreciate your business, and thank you for watching.
Where is she? Where is it? She was over here. No, where's that? Drone or the queen cell? Yeah. On the outside, the corner of that one. Okay. So that's all you're putting in? That's it. And then those two that you had. Them to the outside. Pollen patty. And I like walking out here and changing it. Sure. But yeah, we can put those in there now. Over there on that table over there.